Hey, what's going on? Stokely from Sauce on Delay. Recently in the news, it's the news, and even though I'm trying to avoid distractions, I get inspiration from so many places. The inspiration, it causes me to have, it allows me to create content. If I don't have inspiration, I can't create content. And of course, if I'm not absorbing new information, then I just stagnate in my, current understanding of things, and there's always different perspectives, new developments, new discoveries that can be integrated to make life more efficient, healthier, safer, things of that nature, So, I was watching the news the other day, and they had a news report that links ultraviolet, I don't even know how to describe it, but the in the nail salon, I used to work at a store, and that used to be probably I used to work in a mall, a very small mall. I don't know if you ever been. Anyhow, the mall is kind of more like it was kind of like a flea market, but with a roof on top. So there used to be multiple nail salons in the mall. So my store was probably about, let's say maybe 20 feet away. The entrance to my store was maybe 20 feet away from the entrance to the nail salon. So every time the nail salon open and started, servicing clients, I would be able to smell the nail polish, and I wondered to myself, that can't be healthy, living in, with all those fumes. You're basically working with paint, and not only you're working with paint, you're also working with acetone, which and things like that. So I never really thought that was a safe thing. Anyhow. So I'm kind of familiar with the smell, and then the kind of, it's like you're at a paint shop, like a automotive paint shop. It smells exactly the same as an automotive paint shop. So I know it can't be safe inhaling that all day, but people have to make a living, understandably. So what the news report recently, they have a type of nails they call, from my understanding, gel nails. So the gel nails give like a high gloss finish. It kind of looks liquidous. It kind of looks like it's, they call it gel nails. It looks like lip gloss. You don't remember lip gloss? If you remember lip gloss, when lip gloss came out, whatever. Lip gloss came out when I was in high school, probably the late 90s. Anyhow, so it gives a similar effect like lip gloss on your nails. It looks like it has like a clear coat on top of it. Makes it look like it's wet. So they have a thing called gel nails at the nail salon. And the way how the gel or whatever is probably some form of epoxy. The way how the gel hardens is using ultraviolet light. Now, when I was in school, we used to, I don't even remember what the thing is called. We used to make something that we call substrates. We had a class called micromechanics. I think it was micromechanics. I'm not totally certain. But basically what we were doing, we were taking a polymer and we were making, I could say, circuits within the polymer using UV light. We had to cover our eyes. We had to wear special goggles when we were using the UV light. So we worked with a partner, and whoever was operating the UV, had to wear their goggles, and everybody else had to look away. So I mean, the sun already produces UV light, right? But the sun's UV light has a potential to be harmful. That's why we have to wear sunscreen. And they talk about SPF or, stuff like that, protection. But the UV, the part that you don't see, the light that you don't see, the ultraviolet light, it's what is it? Is it high frequency or low frequency? Ultraviolet is high frequency. Yeah. Ultraviolet, I think, is high frequency light. I would think so. I don't remember. So anyhow, it's able to penetrate your skin much more than, it's high frequency, ultra. Okay? That means it's up top, right? So anyhow, ultraviolet light, high frequency, smaller wave pattern. I mean, like a, I can't say smaller wave pattern because the amplitude, I don't want to get too nerdy right now because I don't know my stuff. Anyhow, things with high frequencies result, in my opinion, don't quote me on this, in smaller particles, because light is a wavelength. It's also a particle. So, it has mass also. Light also has mass. It's light has like energy. Light has so many forms. Light can be measured in so many different ways. You can measure it by candela, by the intensity. You can measure it by its frequency. You can measure the photons by their mass, etc., their speed, all of that. So light now, ultraviolet light can penetrate your skin, and that's why it damages your skin. The other lower frequencies of light, they don't really penetrate your skin. They hit your skin and make it hot. They hit your skin and make it hot, but they won't really penetrate as deeply as ultraviolet light would. And I'm gonna verify this after I say it so I don't sound too silly. But I'm just freestyling as usual. But anyhow, so at the nail salon, they use the ultraviolet light to harden this polymer coating, this gel that they call it. And these nails, I mean, they don't really chip too bad. Like, normally, oh man, this person is driving very dangerously. I didn't tell you guys, but I had a car accident. Did I tell you? Anyhow, so this person is not driving as if they are okay. Let me get out of their way. And they already have a damage on their vehicle. Let me see who this person is. I need to look at them. Let's see. Oh, he looks like he's tired. Tired or he's stressed out. He's got his hand on his head. So yeah, the ultraviolet light is used to harden the gel. But what some researchers have found is that there's a link to cancer, right? So, what they're saying is, or what they suggest is to use sunscreen. So if you're going to the nail salon to get your gel nails done, please, put on some sunscreen. When I spoke about zinc, like I have a podcast post about zinc, because zinc was one of my ingredients, but I think I eventually took it out because I think that people wouldn't really understand. And when you're making a product, it has to be marketable. You could make a product that's so wonderful, and if people think it's not cool or something about it is bad, they're not gonna want to use it. Now, zinc is zinc and sulfur. No, or maybe I kept the zinc. I don't remember right now because I haven't been doing any formulation in a while. I haven't created any products in a while. I told you that Amazon took my listing down because I have to provide them with some information. So I haven't really been mixing. I haven't been formulating. I haven't been doing much. So anyhow, sulfur is one of the most abundant elements on the surface of the earth. But a lot of people are, well, not a lot, but there's a section of the population that is allergic to sulfur, but it's really, in my opinion, sulfur dioxide and sulfates. I'm sorry. I think they're really allergic to sulfates, but hey, just to be safe, let's take the sulfur out. There's other preservatives, antimicrobials, antibacterials that I can use, so I don't need to stick to that. So anyhow, but zinc was also one of the ingredients. That's why I did an episode on zinc. And the zinc particles, the zinc oxide particles, what they do is they reflect the light. They reflect the UV rays and prevent them from penetrating your skin. That way you avoid getting melanoma, skin cancer, whatever you want to call it. That's why people wear sunscreen, to block the UV rays. The amount of zinc content tells you how much light it blocks, from my understanding. Sun protection factor, that's what I think. I think SPF means sun protection factor or solar protection factor. I think that's what it means. Don't quote me on that one. I'm just using intuition on that one. So some researchers are suggesting that you wear sunscreen when you if you're gonna go to the nail salon and get your gel nails done. So let's be safe, and it's good to know these things. It's just a few months ago, it's just last year that they published that hair straighteners, relaxers, quote unquote relaxers, are linked to ovarian cancer, are linked to PCOS. So relaxers have been used since the early 1900s. So over 100 years. I mean, the ingredients were different then, but I'm pretty sure they weren't safe. But over 100 years, last year was what, 2022? So 122 years, people were using relaxers for. Now we find out that it's linked to ovarian cancer. It's like people in Rome having a wonderful aqueduct, having a wonderful water system, having a wonderful plumbing system way back in, 300 BC. You know what I mean? Like way back, way back. Something like that, And then later on, finding out that lead causes brain damage. Lead causes can make you sick. Lead is poison. And strangely, let me even rephrase that. Lead was determined to be poisonous. People already knew that lead was poisonous, right? We were still making pencils with lead probably up until the 80s. The whole issue in where is it? Lansing, Michigan? No, it's not Lansing. It's okay, well, there's a city in Michigan where the people couldn't drink the water. The service line pipes to their houses are made of lead. Those houses were probably made in the 50s, or probably maybe the post World War II, 1940s. So the Romans have been using lead pipes since BC, before Christ, right? Or BCE, right? 2,000 years we've been using lead pipes. And it's not until maybe around the 80s that we decided, hey, listen, let's stop making pipes out of lead. But guess what? And I don't want to become political. The authorities decided, listen, it's better not to disturb it, so just leave them in the ground. Because listen, we can't dig up every single house and replace their lines with lead. Fortunately, my house was built in 1954. Yes, I think my house was built in 1954. It has a copper service line pipe, so I'm very lucky. That doesn't mean that all the pipes in the water mains out in the street are not lead though. So yeah, so it's good to get information. It's good to listen. It's good to keep an ear out. Keep abreast of what's going on in science, technology, and these things like that, because you never know. Something might save your life or save your quality of life. Okay, so watch out with the gel nails. Wear your sunscreen. Wear your sunscreen even when you're not getting your gel nails. When you go out to the beach, you're going to be exposed to UV rays. Thanks for listening. All right, bye.